Whenever I film in the morning, I always want to start the video by saying, "Good morning, everyone. Hope you're having a great start to your day." But of course, you could be watching this at any time. So I hope you're having a great whatever time of day it is for you right now. And I'm having a very good morning. Hi everyone, Rosie here. Welcome back to my channel. It's been a while since I sat down and filmed. I've been on vacation. It's been very nice. I did do some reading. It was lovely. I did some other stuff too. But we are now here to talk about my June reading, which encompassed a little bit of my vacation, but I didn't finish that much. So this should be a pretty short video, which, you know what? Sounds like just what I need while I ease back into filming. Alright, the first book that I read in June was Life Ceremony by Sayaka Murata, and this was translated by Ginny, Tapley, Takemori. I have a whole reading vlog video about this book that I will link up here, so make sure you check that out. I'm not going to review it again because it's been a little while since I read it. Honestly, I didn't take many notes because I was vlogging, and like I said, I've already got like a 10 or 15 minute video, so I've said what I need to say about that book. It was really good. I enjoyed it. It was really interesting. There's been a lot of interesting reviews of it going around. So if weird short stories and like really weird, I mean really weird, are your thing, make sure you check this out. I also listened to 2 audiobooks in June. Those were The Secret Chapter and The Dark Archive by Genevieve Cogman. These are books 6 and 7 in the Invisible Library series, which is about a librarian who's kind of more like a secret agent type person who travels to alternate worlds to steal books and save reality on the daily. They are amazing. I love them so much. I've been raving about this series ever since I started rereading it at the beginning of this year, and I'm going to continue raving about it because it continues to be an incredible series of books. I just have one more to read, and I'm almost at that point where I don't quite want to start reading it because I don't want the series to be over, but also I want to know what happens. I don't know. I'm not sure what I should do, but it's very good. I'm loving that series. We then come to the 4th book, and actually the final book that I actually technically finished in June, which was Cult Classic by Sloane Crosley. I had an e-arc of this, so thank you to NetGalley and Frau Strauss and Giroux. This came out on June 7th, so if it sounds interesting, it should be in stores now. You can go check it out. I loved this book. The premise is that a woman steps out of a restaurant in New York. She's having dinner with friends. She steps out to go buy a pack of cigarettes. And on her way back to the restaurant, she runs into an ex. And then it happens again and again, and she keeps running into exes. And the writing initially drew me in. I thought it was really cool. I thought it was really interesting. I really enjoyed the style and the tone. For me, this book was that perfect balance of really interesting. There's a lot going on. I think there's a lot that you could like pay attention to when you're reading this, you know what I mean? But also it's just very readable and fun. Like, you could, I think, read this super closely, or you can just read this and like, it's a cool story. It was kind of twisty and turny in ways that I didn't expect. Things would happen, I'd just have to be like, oh, okay, maybe I see what's going on here. I see what style of book this is. And then something would happen, I'd be like, oh, what's going on with this? There's almost a sense of like, not unreality or fantasy, but more like heightened reality, where some of the events of this book, you're like, okay, that's kind of crazy and out there, but also not in a magic or sci-fi way, but in a, no, I can totally see someone doing that. I don't know if we have the tech yet, but like I can totally see someone trying to do what some of the people in this book do, and it's fascinating. This was really, really fun. I look forward to seeing other people read and review this because I'm looking forward to hearing what other people think. I didn't think too much about this book when I was reading it. I was on vacation. I was just enjoying chilling out with a great book, and for me, this book did that. So excellent. Highly recommend. Check it out. Let's chat about it. Go read this book. It's really good. I also want to check out Crosley's other books. I'm not sure off the top of my head what they are, but I know she's got a couple essay collections, I think, and maybe one other novel. So at some point I would love to read those as well. My 5th book to mention today is Thief of Time by Terry Pratchett. This should probably technically go in my July wrap-up because I didn't finish it until like the 1st or 2nd, But I did mostly read it in June, and it was a June TBR pick, so like, you know what? Let's talk about it now while it's moderately fresh in my memory, instead of waiting until early August when I will have completely forgotten it. This is the 26th novel in the Discworld series. It is number, I think, 5, but I'm not positive, in the Death sub-series. Although really, I personally would argue that we should really be splitting Death into the Death books and the Susan books, and this is 100% the 3rd book in the Susan sub-series, which I might start lobbying that we include, because why do we not? Or make it Death and Susan, because like, oh my god, amazing. This book is about, as the title would suggest, time and how that works on the disc. We meet the monks of history who are in charge of managing time, and they take time from where it's not needed, like the deep sea, and put it where it's needed more. They kind of zhuzh, they store time, they release time when it's needed. It's Discworld, it's fun, it's profound, it's hilarious, there's a great adventure, and Susan Stohellet, Death's granddaughter, is just 10 out of 10, absolute fave. Part of the reason I only read 4/5 books in June is that I was working on 2 books that are like quite long and take a while. The first of those is A Distant Mirror by Barbara Tuchman. This is a history book about the 14th century. I've been reading it since May, and I'm like maybe 40% through now, so I don't know. We'll see if I finish it in July. I'm still working on it. It's still really good, but I also always read this book right before I fall asleep, so I never write down any of the thoughts that I'm having about it. I don't know, I gotta figure out a system, because I do have a lot of thoughts and things to say about this book, but like legit they are all in that like I'm just about to pass out state of mind, so none of them survive for me to tell you. I'm also working on The Fellowship of the Ring by J.R.R. Tolkien. This is the first book in the Lord of the Rings, and I'm loving it. This is a many times reread. I think I mentioned in my TBR that this is like the 3rd time I've read it since I started my channel 2 years ago. But I just love The Lord of the Rings, and there was a group read going on. I will link to that in the description or something if I remember, which I probably won't. But it's really fun. I'm loving it. I had such a beautiful time reading this on vacation, and I will probably talk about that at some point in the coming months, but I'm not sure when exactly yet. So that's all the stuff I read in June. This is like probably my shortest ever wrap-up. I think even the months I was in a slump, I somehow managed to read more, which is weird because I've been reading consistently all month. Things have just been like busy, and I've been reading like 5 or 10 pages of long books, so I haven't been making that much progress. But that's okay. That's totally fine. That's what happens sometimes, and I'm enjoying what I'm reading. Like, I liked these books a lot. I enjoyed what I read in... I'm a firm believer that hobbies should add to my life and like make my life more positive and not add stress in like 99% of the time. So if I'm reading less because I'm doing other stuff, that's fine. I'm still liking what I'm reading, and it's more important to like what I read than pressure myself to read a certain amount and then end up not enjoying it because I'd rather be doing something else. On a similar note, you might have noticed that there have been no Thursday videos for a couple weeks, and that's going to continue. I'm going to be just making Sunday videos for a little while. I like making videos, I enjoy it, but right now, as I said, I've got some other stuff going on. Things have been a bit busier. I don't have quite as much time and energy at this point in time to dedicate to Booktube, so I'm going to ease back just a little. I think I'll still make Sunday videos. I'm going to try and get caught up on some captioning because I have a lot of old videos that I haven't captioned yet. And when I start feeling like I have time and ideas to make 2 videos a week again, I will. And it's all chill because this is for fun, and I hope you've had fun too. I hope you read some great books in June. Let me know down below what was your favorite or least favorite read last month, and I hope you have a great day. If you liked this video, make sure you leave it a like down below. If you would like to see more of my videos, make sure you hit subscribe, and thank you for watching.